are your hosts. Your hosts for this evening. Shaggy.
Funny. Ha-ha. Not funny.
Colin.
It's going rogue left and right, man.
And Mike, the Ape Man.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
PTR Radio.
You ready to kick ass?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Gonna have to get these buttons straight now. Got all kinds of new things to try out, and this is the first time with everybody here. Well, almost everybody. Colin's not here yet, but Colin will be here shortly. He is out celebrating. He had a big project at work that just went live, and we said, you know what? Go out with the guys. Have a beer, have some pizza, whatever. You deserve a break, so get a Kit Kat. And so that's what he's doing.
I think he's having more than a Kit Kat.
Could be. But, Mike, hopefully everything will go just fine. I mean, we had our problem before the show, which turns out it wasn't anything wrong with the wiring. I forgot to click the connect to audio button in the meeting.
Nope. Yeah, but you couldn't hear me.
I know, but I can't hear you unless I connect to audio because it doesn't know how to send your voice to me.
That's true. Okay.
So,
and the sad part is I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, because normally it remembers that, but since this is a new computer, it didn't know that.
Oh.
So, anyway, this is a brand new setup. For those of you that had a chance to check out our show last Monday, my show last Monday, my little 20-minute show that looked like I had rosacea. All right, that's what Mike pointed out to me after the show, that I was the poster boy for rosacea on that episode. Or
I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Or maybe that I was the spokesman for the Skin Cancer Society. I don't know what you want to call it, but that was what it looked like. Was that you know what? You remember about 6 months ago, maybe it was a year ago, we did that story about a stepdad who was so mad at his son who was gay that had his lover over that he threw a pot of boiling water on him. And so they showed a picture of his face, and it was all right. That's what I look like, basically. That was me. So for that little 20-minute show, you saw basically the Kool-Aid Man is what you saw. All right, that's what I look like. Because I had the camera completely screwed up. Not that I look that great now. All right. Let's face it, none of us are movie stars for a good reason.
No. As I tell people all the time, I got the perfect face for radio.
Yeah. So, we are who we are, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change. We just happen to also be broadcasting on a video stream, but there's nothing else that we can do about it. So, but hopefully everything is working just fine. And we have a new way for Mike to keep an eye on the comments now. And Mike, you can check that out. I've got it all set up for you.
Yeah, I've got it up, and nobody's commented, so we'll just have to see.
Yes. But we'll
see how this goes.
We'll see how it goes. But it is yet another way for you to be a part of the show. And I do have the phone hooked up again. And we went old school this time. I actually have my phone hooked up to the board. My cell phone is hooked up to the board. So we could get a telemarketer calling us later tonight, and we would just have to pick it up. Which is all right. But we're going old school. We're separating things. Actually, we're simplifying things a lot. Hi, Colin.
Hello.
So, say something one more time in that microphone. Make sure that's not turned the wrong way. That I didn't screw something else up. And that I don't have it all jacked around. Because, I don't hear you right now. And that was one thing that I did change. But it could just be that you're really low.
Hello.
Yep.
It is facing the right way.
It's facing the right way, but it's sure in the hell not sounding the right way. So I will see what I can do about that. And
it is also true, David, that I finally have achieved plague status.
All right. Hold on. Let me. Check 1 2. All right. Oh, that one's definitely yours. You can hear me just fine. All right, say something now.
Hello.
Yep, it still doesn't work. Still doesn't
Why?
I still can't
What
hear
doesn't?
Colin. I can't hear Colin.
I can hear him.
You can hear him? Say something again.
Hello.
All right,
Did you hear me before, Mike?
all right. Well, you are very low in my headphones then.
Ah.
All right. I do see your level going up though, so all right.
Okay. As I was saying, I have achieved play status.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that happens.
Yep.
So, and you can hear yourself in your headphones? Ish. All right, good. I don't care. Somebody will let us know. I don't know. Mike,
we got a comment.
You just played with something. I didn't see it because I was too busy messing with wires.
Gail wrote in and said, fortunately, I read lips, and it popped up on the little thing, and I hit it, and it showed up on the thing.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it works.
It works. It works.
I forgot to print out my movie review before the show. I was so excited that we have new toys.
I actually hand wrote mine this time. 'Cause I was too lazy to type it.
And I got halfway ready for next show since we're going again next week.
Yeah. So, excuse me.
Okay.
I think we're all
wait.
Suddenly sick.
So, well, actually,
What?
I can. All right. So Katie just wrote in and said that she can't hear him. I guess she can't hear Colin.
Oh, all right. Well,
which is very strange because she hears me, or I hear you.
yeah. Well, let's see here. I see his little thingy going up and down. So let me see here. Let me send. All right.
Katie, there are three of us. There are three of us speaking on this show. When you can't use a male pronoun.
All right.
We need some specificity.
Specificity. All right.
Hello.
Yeah. See.
Testing.
I see your little volume meter going up. I'm going to.
See the same little buttons as the other ones.
I'm going to crank that up. All right, now say something. Oh.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
Okay,
Oh.
say something else.
Hello.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because it came through really loud a little bit last time.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Compressor?
Something else.
Hello.
No, I don't know. Because I literally just plugged him into the same damn port. Has Colin all right?
Yeah. I still hear it.
Louder
I
than
don't know.
before.
Well, yeah, of course louder than before. I turned his damn gain up. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure this out. So, you're going there. Your master's up. This one. 4.
Testing. No, I cannot hear myself.
Okay, well, then there's an issue somewhere. Why can't we hear you?
I didn't realize that because I get enough echo from the headphones themselves.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Well, Well, that's a pain in the butt. All right, Mike, carry the show for a few minutes. Let people know how they can hear us.
This is PTR Radio. You can check us out live on Facebook by going to our Facebook page, and hopefully you will see us live. There's probably someplace on the PTRradio.com website that you can watch us, but I don't know, and quite frankly, you're better off just watching us on Facebook. If you'd like to call into the show, you can call us at 877-787-8822, and allegedly the phone is working. But if it's routed the same way that Colin's microphone is routed, then it may not work.
Check 1 2 1 2. Mike, you can still hear me, right?
I can still hear you.
All right.
I still can't hear me.
Okay. So it's not that.
I can hear Colin. So ipso facto. So Katie, I need to know. she can't hear. Does she hear Shaggy and Colin and not me? Or does she not hear Colin? So that's the question that should be asked here. All right, so Gail says, Colin, try talking into Shaggy's mic and see if you are really there.
I could hear myself, but only from a distance.
Okay, so Katie is saying she can hear. There, I'll just send that. There we go. And here's Shaggy and Mike. Okay. I have to say, I do like this new method of monitoring the messages. It is a little easier. And Colin agrees. He said yes. For those of you, because he can't hear him. Okay. Oh God.
Oh God.
It's got a handful of wires, Captain. This can't be good for the show. Anytime Shaggy starts messing with wires, it's never good. Gee.
Say something now.
Hello.
On.
I still hear Colin, as I did before.
Wait a second. Hold on. Say something again.
Hello.
Feel like
Yeah, you're just
Still
picking it
up
up.
on the stream.
Yeah, I wonder why, because that doesn't make any sense. Because if you're going to Mike, and you're going to, it doesn't make a darn bit of sense here. All right, so I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy my channel, and we're gonna copy it into yours. We're gonna paste it into your channel. Config, gate, EQ, compressor, sends in and outs. All right, say something now.
Testing.
Hey, I heard you in my headphones. Say something again.
They're on the stream. Hey, yeah,
Hey.
I'm on the stream now.
Hey, we got it working now. Hot damn. All right. Well, welcome Colin to the show, everybody.
Yeah,
Colin's working. Holy crap.
I actually exist.
all right. So
Oh, and look
now
at
that
that.
you're both here,
Another member of Colin's family now likes the radio show page. All we had to do was get him to talk on the show.
so now that you're both here and both able to speak and what have you.
All right, what did I say about everything was working fine? Yep, see, I told you, everything's working fine.
Just smack you. So Shaggy and I were talking before the show that the Boxo randomness for the 2016 winner of the Death Pool, which was Bill, has not actually been mailed out yet because we were waiting on some items from one of our sponsors.
Yes.
And I'm happy to announce that I received those items today.
Yeah, so...
Therefore, my half of the Boxo randomness, or my third, whatever, is going to be shipped out to Shaggy either tomorrow or Wednesday. It all depends on whether I can get to the post office. So these are the items, and it doesn't look like much, but these are one-of-a-kind items right now. So first we have the PTR coaster,
Ooh.
neoprene coaster, okay? But then we also have the PTR Radio koozie, or beetle skin, which
Wow.
one of a kind on the back.
Oh, look at that.
All right?
Ah, have that with pride.
So these are going in the box. It is, I believe it's referred to as an A7 box from the post office,
Okay.
and it's full.
It's full. Ah, yeah.
It's full.
Yeah.
And Bill, I'm not saying it's a good one, but you got an unused video card in this thing, still in the box. I mean,
yeah. Well, and I got a. I was actually. We have our first strike. We definitely had our first strike, right, Mike?
What we've had a couple of strikes.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
But okay. So who was our first strike winner of the recipients in the 2017 pool?
The 2017 pool?
Yeah, listener.
Okay, now I got to pull that up. Off the top of my head, no, but give me 2 seconds here, and I'll be able to tell you here. That was actually. Well, there was a three-way tie.
It was a three-way tie
for a listener because in 2017, you're talking about this year.
Yeah, this year.
Because Mary Tyler Moore was the second one.
Oh, okay.
All right. Technically, I got the first strike.
Okay.
All right. So Carla, Chocolate Milk High, and Dalek 1 all had Mary Tyler Moore.
All right. Well, I happen to know Carla, and she's not going to mind. So Chocolate Milk High and Dalek 1, I need you to email your addresses to Mike. Email your addresses to Mike, and I want to send you, for being the first strike winner, I want to send you a $30 gift card to Blue Apron. All right. So for being a first strike winner, like I said, I know Carla's not going to mind, but I will give you a $30 gift card to Blue Apron. Discover a better way to cook.
Oh.
So
now.
So Chocolate Milk High and Dalek 1. Do that, and I'll get those mailed out. See, didn't know that.
I'm just wondering, do they both have the same code on the front?
No, they are different code. No, they're the same code.
Okay, so the real code's on the back.
Yeah, I think so.
But just making sure that someone isn't going to,
Nah, I don't think so.
take them off the camera.
Nah, I don't. I think they were blurry enough. Nobody's gonna do that.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. So we'll do that. Now, moving on to actual content. Now, Mike, when we're going to do a little politics first hour, and I mean little politics first hour, all right? And that's because when Obama left office, we were all very sad because we knew that meant the end of the Biden of the Obama-Biden memes.
I like how you said it the first time. Biden
memes. Okay, and that was a sad thing, right? I mean, because we all like those. I mean, they were very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But
agreed.
We can take a little bit of solace in the fact that there is a new meme for the new administration. Do you know what I'm talking about yet?
Trump holding up the thing and just drawing whatever?
Nope. And it's not Trump. Oh. It's and like I said, we're going to do a little politics. So it's called Tiny Trump. Oh, God. That's right. Tiny Trump is a new thing. People are taking and shrinking Trump and putting him in the an itty bitty Trump is so cute. You could just pick him up and put him in your pocket.
I've never seen these until now.
And it is so great. It is so great that we have itty bitty Trump. So, there's itty bitty girl Trump. And then, come on, Anderson Cooper interviewing Tiny Trump. So
now,
First Lady and Tiny Trump.
I have tried very hard not to make any political type statements regarding the presidency because it seems like everybody else on my friends list on Facebook is making all of the statements or comments, so I don't have to. However,
Yep.
something flashed across my newsfeed today that really disturbed me, and that's the fact that the man has not even been in office for 60 days. And he's already talking about his campaign for 2020.
Yeah.
And this really bothers me. For some reason, this bothers me more than anything so far. And so somebody shared a picture today. I got to see if I can find it on find it real quick on my news feed. And if I can, I'm going to I'll copy it and send it to you because I don't know how I would display it. But this had to be the most. It took me a second, but I thought it was one of the funniest things I've seen so far about this presidency. Come on. Why do I follow so many things on Facebook? Oh my freaking God.
I know. It's become a bit much. Was it maybe this one, Mike? Was it this one? Did you see this one? Putin and Tiny Trump?
No, it was not a tiny Trump, but it was related to the presidency.
Now, Colin, you got to admit, Tiny Trump's pretty funny.
It's not funny enough yet.
It's not funny enough yet?
Not until somebody shows me a recut version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with lots of
Tiny Trump Oompa Loompas?
Oompa Loompas.
Oh, that would be great. Tiny Trump Oompa Loompa. I don't know how to spell that.
Okay, I don't know if that link is going to work.
Oh. Okay, so that is correct. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, it'd be really hard for me to put that up there like that. So, but
okay.
But I know what you're saying. So it's cracker, and then Oreo and Cheeto.
Yes, it's a short history of U.S. presidents, and it took me a few minutes of looking at it like, yeah, okay. That's deep humor.
Yeah.
But, so, Colin, did I hear you correctly? You want to see Tiny Trump as the Oompa Loompa replacing Deep Roy?
No, not Deep Roy.
Oh,
The original one with Gene Wilder.
Okay, where it was multiple. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, the Deep Roy effect, where they're all the same actor, sure, but
okay,
in the costumes from the first one.
Yeah,
gotcha. So
yeah, Mike,
something. I said to Kim the other day, I was like, we're gonna go to we've got the bingo coming up, and I said, maybe I'll do different voices because I have the different hats and what have you. Not Mr. Shethade. Mr. Shethade is not going to be calling bingo. Let's be clear about that. But I said maybe I can get a Trump wig, and that immediately got shot down.
Yeah. No, there's some venues that you just don't want to, polarize like that.
We're here tonight to have a bingo. It's going to be a fantastic bingo. It's
going to be the biggest,
wonderful bingo.
Huge.
The biggest with these folks from New Beginnings Animal Rescue. They do great work, fantastic work. They're the best. They're the absolute best.
We have the hugest bingo balls ever.
Speaking of, my mom does have a hat for him.
Oh no!
Yes, she does. We just need to send it to you.
Oh no!
There you go.
Oh boy!
So,
all right, we game on. Okay.
Now, speaking of celebrities, we now have an answer to who's the world's worst celebrity pilot. Did anyone see this in the news?
Yes.
So John Travolta, we all know, has his own airport at his house. There are several other celebrities which are huge pilots, and evidently, while he can do the Kessel run in 1.2 parsecs, he can't land on the right damn runway. That's right, Harrison Ford. What?
I agree.
What?
It's not a runway.
The landing
No,
strip?
that's not actually... Okay, actually, we give him another one. 1.2 parsecs?
I thought
12 parsecs.
12 parsecs.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I got my decimal place in the wrong place.
And he didn't land on a runway. That's the problem.
Yeah, he landed on a
Taxiway.
Taxiway.
Yeah. So, but what was funny was when I first saw this, and we're talking about Harrison Ford, by the way. The article that I read originally had paraphrased from Family Guy when they did the I don't know if you guys watch Family Guy or not, but there was a Family Guy episode where they basically did all three of the Star Wars movies, and there's a scene in there where they're breaking Leia out of jail, and forget what Peter is playing Han Solo. And, they zap the guy in the control room or whatever, and somebody calls up and say, "Hey, what's going on there?" He goes, "Nothing. Everything's okay. How are things with you?" And that's the audio that they played when they said that they had the cockpit audio from Harrison Ford. And that made me chuckle.
And then, 2 days later, he's back in the cockpit of, this time, a jet. Yes. But I thought the FAA was investigating him.
No. Yes and no. The answer is, yes, they will investigate. No, they're not getting into it any point in time soon because they don't consider it much of a priority.
No, and they said realistically what's going to happen is, at least the one report that I read, they said realistically what's going to happen is he's going to get a strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a letter that goes in his permanent record.
Yeah. But the likelihood of them pulling his pilot's license is extremely low.
No, because he's considered a very good pilot, but, a pilot who made a mistake.
Yeah. Which
on freaking Solo, I mean...
I would guess if you're in the air as much as he is, because,
Everyone is old.
Yeah, he is old.
He's 74 years old. He got a bit confused.
A Millennium Falcon door almost took his leg off. All right? He's old. So, I think, he didn't hurt anybody. He just caused a little bit of a ruckus.
Oh, and when he got home, Callista beat the hell out of him.
Yeah. So.
But someone was trying to say that he started really confused on the radio beforehand because he's trying to read his call letters, but when he owned as many
airplanes, helicopters,
and jets as he does, you get confused. Which one are you?
Which one am I in now?
Yeah,
I got 7. I can see where that would be a problem.
Yeah.
So now he did have another. If you remember right, he did have another incident in the LA golf course in 2015, but that was blamed on engine failure.
Yes.
So
that was the emergency landing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And that was in a vintage airplane. So,
I know what's her name now? The lesbian.
Anne Heche.
Anne Heche, she won't fly with him anymore. Oh. They get shipwrecked when she flies.
Yeah. Speaking of mistakes and things that need correction, thank you, Mike, for pointing that out. There's now a new great way to sneak into your band's VIP section. Had you heard about this one, Mike?
No.
Evidently in London, this guy, let me see here. This guy bluffed his way in, Adam Boyd, no relation to former co-host, by the way, bluffed his way in to see his favorite band by editing their Wikipedia page and and citing himself as one of the band's members' cousin, and giving himself credit for helping with one of their albums.
That's actually pretty brilliant.
You know, and then he used the Wikipedia page as proof to the bouncer of, hey, this is who I am. I should be allowed back here.
It's somewhat funny that it actually worked, too. That's the other thing.
Well, bouncers, you know.
Yeah.
What are you going to think?
See, the glasses are not working.
You need that non-reflective glass. You look like one of those sci-fi guys.
Disco effect, baby. Yeah. Anyway.
But
deal with it, people.
He says, in my drunken state, I edited the band's Wikipedia page to say that I was family, and it worked. I got into the roped-off VIP area because of it.
Well, you know, things like that always work at least once.
Well, and did you hear Did you hear that they are now Wikipedia now? Who was it that they banned from being a reliable source? I think it was the Daily Mail.
Yeah, good choice.
You're no longer able to quote the Daily Mail as a verified source on Wikipedia articles.
What? Oh, fake news?
Yeah. Wow. No, they're alternative fact stories, Mike. Get it right.
Huh.
Speaking of that, all right, and going back to Tiny Trump for just a second, I saw an excerpt from the president's press conference. All right, now this was one of his first ones that he'd done by himself without having a spokesman do it for him or a media relations person. Now, I'm sorry, but with the office should come a certain amount of, I don't know, poise, proper etiquette, respect, I don't know what you want to call it.
You would have thought.
But he actually told one of the reporters that was standing up to ask a question, make it quick, you don't have very good ratings. All right, now, that is almost a direct quote of what he said.
Look. There were only a handful of things that I hoped would happen once the tiny one took office.
Yeah.
That he would stop tweeting, that he would have a team to control him tweeting. That didn't happen. He's not even tweeting under the POTUS account. He's tweeting still under his regular account.
Yeah.
I get that he's like kind of going around the news because he doesn't trust some of the media. Fine. But I was the minute he started in on Schwarzenegger because of ratings. I was like, dude, run the fucking country, okay? Please.
Did you hear Schwarzenegger's reply to that?
Yes. And unfortunately, everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, no, he's not. He wasn't born. He can't. Schwarzenegger legally cannot be president because of the Constitution.
Yeah.
And then I had to look it up to make sure I was remembering right and didn't sound stupid when I was saying it.
Yeah, no.
No, you're right.
But
a natural-born citizen, not a naturalized citizen.
So Schwarzenegger can't be president until
that changes, which I'm sure it will.
I mean, until like 2060, whenever, when the Demolition Man and Simon Phoenix come around and, the fast food wars end and Taco Bell is victorious. Then Schwarzenegger, they can ratify the Constitution so Schwarzenegger can be.
Well, at that point, we'll all just work for Brando, though.
No, Raymond Cocteau.
Oh.
Demolition Man, the movie, remember?
I know, but I was crossing movies.
Never cross the movies. I watched the new Ghostbusters.
Really?
Since the last show. I've never wanted to kill myself so hard before. Oh my God. Every time one of the old Ghostbusters made a cameo, I'm like, why? Why would you?
Money. Mike, money. It's pretty easy. Money.
No, that's not the case. Because Bill Murray did a cameo. And there's nothing that Bill Murray cares less about at this point than money.
Well, did they give him Cubs tickets? Because that's what he cares about.
I mean, they were trying to get a regular Ghostbusters movie out for years. And the only reason they couldn't is because Bill Murray wasn't interested.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter how much money they wanted to give him, he wasn't interested.
Well, after the Life Aquatic movie, I'm not saying that I want him in another movie.
That's a long time ago.
What do you?
I did not like that movie.
Well, okay. What about St. Vincent?
Never watched it.
He was actually pretty good in that one.
Nah, I thought about it.
It was as close to a dramatic role as I want to see Bill Murray in.
Okay.
Because I mean, it had its ups and downs. There were some funny parts. There were some sad parts, but it wasn't a full-on drama like The Razor's Edge.
Okay.
That nearly killed his career. And I'm with you. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, I wasn't really a fan, but he also did Lost in Translation.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
I mean, Life Aquatic was 2004. He's done many, many, many movies since then.
Even Zombieland, he was Bill effing Murray.
Speaking about money and some people that don't want money, and the Daily Mail, bringing this all full circle. Daily Mail article. Now, I believe this one. You can't say that this is a fake article because I actually have seen these signs put up. All right. Fed up service station refuses to accept jock, sock, or boob money after being handed sweaty notes and coins during record heat wave.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good policy.
I am all for that policy because some women use their bras like carry-on luggage. You know? Everything's in there. The cell phone's in there, wad of cash is in there, driver's license is in there, you know, bottle of Jack is in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it seems like the more obese the woman, the more stuff that's crammed in there. Which is just odd. But yeah, the sign says, due to hot and humid weather, we are no longer accepting boob, jock, or sock money. Questionable moist notes and coins will be declined. We apologize for any inconvenience, but actually it's quite gross. Thank you. Now, I know my wife used to work at a local grocery store, and she used to have to deal with that all the time. And she said it was just ridiculous. So, no arguing there.
There was actually some recent Ghostbusters news.
Okay.
In fact, it came out today. They have found some long missing, deleted scenes from the original Ghostbusters.
Oh.
So I am looking forward to seeing that. I will say, unlike a lot of people, Mike, I did like the new Ghostbusters, especially the soundtrack. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot.
Well, yeah, okay. It wasn't as bad as everybody made it out to be.
Yep.
But
I haven't watched it again since I saw it in the theaters, so it's not like I clamoring to watch it again. But I didn't hate it. I did buy it. I watched it.
Oh well, I wouldn't have paid for it. I'll tell you that right now. But no, it showed up on one of my instant venues, outlets. I don't know what you want to call it, but I said, okay. I actually clicked on it. I was like, well, I haven't hated myself yet, so let's go ahead. And it wasn't bad. I'm not particularly fond of any of the female characters, like the actresses. It's not that I don't like them, but I'm not. I won't rush out to see something just because Melissa McCarthy's in it, or just because. And to me, it seemed like it seemed like a too long of a forced Saturday Night Live skit. because it seemed like every Saturday Night Live alum possible was in some form.
It was a lot of Saturday Night Live. I will say that two of them are two of my favorites. Leslie Jones is amazing. And I can't remember. I have Kristen Wiig is stuck in my head, but I don't think it's Kristen Wiig. It's but that's stuck.
Is Melissa McCarthy in that one?
Yes, but that's not the one.
Okay.
The other Saturday Night Live one. The one that's played the Egon part.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, she won. Didn't she win an Emmy?
Yeah, she's the one who's been doing Hillary Clinton forever.
Yeah. I can't remember her name either.
Anyway, she was. I think she was the best in that. I think Melissa McCarthy was really a throwaway, and anyway, on to another subject.
Speaking of streaming, did you guys hear that Bill Nye the Science Guy is coming back?
It's coming back. So it's a new one.
Well, it's now called Bill Nye Saves the World. It's a new series on Netflix.
So I did hear that, or I saw that coming soon on Netflix.
Well, would we like to watch the trailer?
Sure. We have not done this yet.
All right, let's take a look.
Let's do something fun. Come on.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not rocket surgery. It's science.
I don't want to get too sciencey.
No, get sciencey. That's my jam.
Whoa. Yeah. Woo! I'm Bill Nye, and I'm here to, dare I say it, save the world.
All right, so that's Bill Nye's new Netflix series. Now,
that left me slightly confused.
Okay.
They went through the list. They had, special guests, and they named some people, and featuring and named some people, and I was like, you named some people, but the best person, which I just saw in your video, when that is there, you didn't name.
Alton Brown?
Yes. How could you have Alton Brown and not put his name up there?
Wait, was that Alton Brown or was that
Alton Brown was
the
definitely
Mythbusters?
No, Alton Brown was definitely in there. I did not see Jamie or Adam in there, or any of the Tory. Or...
See, I thought it was Adam.
No,
but then okay, well, it could have just been the video quality coming through here.
But it does look like it's. But speaking of Mythbusters, it seems like he has people out in the field, kind of like the Mythbusters did. It looks like, and even in this article here, it says, looks like a mashup of Mythbusters and Bill Nye Science Guy type, show. So maybe it is more than just him, which I don't know how that's going to work out, but I guess we'll find out April 21st.
Yep.
Gail pointed out that it was Kate McKinnon.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is Kate.
Okay.
And Bill Nye and Alton Brown is Dream Team.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of interesting,
I am going to be very upset because they listed off the topics there. I'm going to be very upset if Alton Brown is not part of the GMO discussion.
Oh, I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he would be.
I don't know what other kind of science, but that would be where I want the chef or the cook or the saboteur, whatever
I don't
show
think
he's doing that week.
He never has referred to himself as chef.
No,
he's a food scientist more than anything else.
No, he's a filmmaker.
Yeah, filmmaker.
He makes television shows. He's an entertainer.
But he definitely enjoys the science of food.
Yes.
He has said that on more than one occasion. You know, that's how I know why things are, get tough and everything. That was one thing about the Alton Brown show, was you did learn why things react the way they do, and I always liked Good Eats because of that.
Still the best How to Cook show that's ever been.
Yeah.
Now, on Bill Nye, though.
Yeah.
What I would love to have is I would love to have streaming of the original show he was on, which was called Almost Live. Did you ever see that?
No.
Almost Live was a Seattle show that Comedy Central was showing for a while.
Uh-huh.
It was like a local Saturday Night Live kind of thing. But it is where Bill Nye was basically he was an actor on this show, and it's where he created the Bill Nye the Science Guy persona.
Almost Live was first aired 1984, and the final episode was 1999. So it ran for a long time. Don't know how long he was actually on it, but
right, because there's many casts. But
yeah,
like the first time I think I remember seeing Bill Nye the Science Guy, as he was talking about can you jump in an elevator if an elevator is crashing, can you jump just before the bottom to save yourself? And the way he did that is he had an egg in this thing, and so that when the little mini elevator went down, it would make the egg jump up just before it hit the bottom to see if the egg would survive.
Right.
And it did not.
And Mythbusters did basically a supersized version of that.
Yes.
But
his cost like $15.
Yeah. And theirs cost half a building. So,
yes.
So,
like I said, that was a really cool show. I'd love to get it streamed so I could see it again.
So, but yeah, no, it looks like, I don't know about that. But Bill Nye the Science Guy, there were obviously 5 seasons of it, starting in 93 and ending in 98.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, otherwise known as Not Beekman's World.
All right. Speaking about things that are old, I have a list here, 12 toys from the 1980s that did not take off.
Ooh, cool.
Curious to see if any of us had any of them. Now, these are always fun. Now, the first one, Mattel, out between 88 and 89.
You gonna pop this up on screen?
Yeah, I will. This is the Food Fighters. Food Fighters line of action figures plays out like every 80s toy franchise. The good guys, in this case, the Kitchen Commandos, fight the bad guys, the Refrigerator Rejects, for control of your refrigerator.
I think, looking at that and seeing the guy standing on top of the hamburger face guy there.
Yeah.
I think maybe I can...
That would be Brigadier General.
I can barely possibly remember that this ever even existed.
I never heard of this ever.
Yes, you have... Here's your cast of characters. Brigadier General, Lieutenant Leg, who's a fried chicken leg, Major Munch, who's a glazed chocolate donut, Private Pizza, Sergeant Scoop, a 2-scoop vanilla and chocolate and vanilla ice cream cone, and the bad guys are Mean Wiener, Chip the Ripper, Fat Frenchie. Yes, this was obviously a different time when we could use words like that. Short Stack, and Tucko Terror.
Well, yeah, obviously we couldn't use the word Fat Frenchie now.
No, we'd have to say like glandular disorder Glenn or something.
We still use fat, just wouldn't be able to use the word Frenchie.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just feel like that would be like, what was the fried chicken like? What was that?
That was called Lieutenant Leg.
Lieutenant Leg. Somebody would get angry about why the fried chicken is not ranked higher.
Yeah. I just am imagining the conflict between Major Munch and Mean Wiener.
I was trying to figure out, was this ever a cartoon?
No.
Was it highly racist? Like, was like Lieutenant Leg? Did he have an obviously African American voice actor?
I don't know. I would have loved to have seen one of the
kind
ads.
of thing I would expect from the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. We should look up the ads. Here is next up Barnyard Commandos from 1989.
I remember this one.
Yes, I remember.
I didn't have it, but I do remember it.
Remember the ads more than anything.
These are non-posable squeaky toy pigs and sheep with military armaments on their backs. So you couldn't even move them. You couldn't even, basically you just hopped them around. All right. After eating some of the grain, the pigs and the sheep started acting kind of funny, so started driving the tractors around like tanks, and others started digging trenches. Soon after, an all-out war erupted between the Barnyard Commandos. Next up, Army Ants, Hasbro, 1989. Basically, it's like Army Men, but instead of green, they're orange, and they're ants.
See,
is what this looks like.
For some reason, that to me looks like Muscle.
Like
Muscle was
the
like
Muscle
an
Men.
acronym.
Yeah. Yeah, but these are orange, not pink, because the Muscle guys were pink, or some of them even came in green. But yeah.
Yeah, the Food Fighters ads are
Oh, goodness.
claymation.
Next up, Sectars, Warrior of Symbion from Coleco.
Oh, those I remember.
1984 to 1985. Now, I think somebody just said, all right, let's take a look at He-Man, change him a little bit, and put out another toy.
Yes, they might even actually be the same toys. Remember, in that era, there's a lot of toys that they just took the same molds and put different colors in them.
Yeah.
And put a different head on top.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any of this. No. Now, here is the worst Transformer in the world, called Rock Lords from Tonka. You had them?
They're amazing.
That you're saying that they're amazing.
They were some of the sturdiest toys ever made.
These are, Mike, these are Transformers that turn into rocks.
For some reason, this strikes me as like, I'm picturing this in like the board meeting in the movie Big.
Yeah.
So it's a rock that turns into a robot. Who wants to play with a rock?
Yeah.
I did.
So you had these.
In a world of flimsy toys, these were the antithesis of flimsy toys. You could take these, transform them, and throw them at somebody, and they would still be in one piece.
Okay, but I had the Voltron Lions, right? But the ones I had Japanese writing, and guess what? They were made of metal, all metal.
There is a car. I'm not sure if this is going to be here. There is a car with a battering ram that you push the button and it would hoot out. You could hurt somebody with this thing. It was strong enough.
No, they don't have that picture here. They just have the lousy rocks turned robots.
Well, there was more to them. The car is probably still around the house somewhere.
Next up, Computer Warriors, Mattel, 1989.
I think I remember those too.
An accident in a secret in a top secret government computer lets loose hordes of evil virus troops on an unsuspecting world. Their goal, global domination through control of the world's computers, even yours.
Always happens in a secret government lab.
Yeah. If we would just not have secrets, then everything would be fine. Here's another ripoff. The saga of Crystal Warrior. So here they said, I know, let's fill the mold just with clear plastic, slightly tinted.
No, these...
All right, next up, the Inhumanoids from Hasbro, 1986. Now, I remember the commercial, I think, for these, but I don't remember I never had them. But, yeah. With the tagline, the evil that lies within. No thanks.
No.
And here it is, Supernaturals. So here's where we get blatantly offensive. Let's make Indians and I don't know, other things into toys that fight each other. Well, no, this is a bad idea. The bad idea. This is like naming your football team the Redskins.
Oh,
it's a bad idea.
Were we just less insensitive or less touchy when we were growing up? Because a lot of these toys, like Colin said, man, these toys would not pass muster. And
no, they wouldn't. You couldn't make these today. Next up, Air Raiders. I do remember these.
I remember those as well.
So I remember that one. And then Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos.
I seem to remember those as well.
Now, that one had to have not gotten very far, even with Chuck Norris's incredible notoriety in the 80s. I can't imagine that they did very well. And finally, Police Academy toys.
They had Police Academy toys? Seriously?
Yep. Although not a critical success, Police Academy was warmly embraced by the American public. The franchise grossed nearly $250 million in characters featured in 1988's 65-episode run of Police Academy. So this was based off of the television show, not the animated series.
Yeah, the cartoon.
The cartoon. Were based on the personalities in the film. Many of the major characters were then translated into plastic action figures by Kenner. Yeah, no. No, I don't remember watching the cartoon, let alone having any of the toys in any of the shops around here.
I remember the cartoon.
I don't. No.
But I watched any cartoon I could watch.
Yeah, no.
So go up to the top and do a search for Magmar, Magmar.
Magmer?
AR.
AR.
Stone Space Wing.
This one?
No, one part down.
That one.
That one.
All right. So
that's the vehicle I was talking about.
So that's what you're talking about.
Yes, that was one of my favorite toys. Because it could turn into a car or a airplane thing. But here's the thing, okay?
It's rock.
Yes, it's made of plastic rock. These were very tactile toys. So those little those really expensive Fiddler Cube things that people are making now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These Rock Lords toys were a lot like those. It was less playing with them and making them do like stories and stuff. It's more of just they were fun to hold and twiddle with.
So this was your adolescent binder clip, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to fault you for it. I mean, everybody needs a thing. I mean, you did this. I built Castle Grayskull out of cardboard when I was little. That's it. We do stupid stuff when we're little. That's what kids do. And if you don't allow your kids to do stupid stuff when they're smaller, they do stupid stuff when they're older.
My stupid thing, you could not leave a cardboard box in my house because I would make Star Trek communicators or like masks so I could go on away missions in my basement, or I'd have the cockpit with the buttons and everything. I was a simple child.
Yeah, so
the word tactile never came out of my mouth until I hit high school.
Yeah, I firmly believe that. I mean, I know, in high school I was lucky to know what that word was. But
now I also remember, getting the erector sets that had the motor and remote control and actually had like nuts and bolts that you had to screw everything together. So maybe that was a thing, but or you could build like a crane.
Yeah. Well, like Constructs, is that it? because I had constructs. Now you didn't have to, those just pop together. But yeah, so that's a good question. What was your dumb kid thing that you did? All right. So write in at PTR Radio on Twitter or on our Facebook page on this post. What was a dumb kid thing that you did, that kept you from being a serial killer later in life? All right, because that's what all these things did. They allowed you to, explore and do all these. Colin played with rock toys.
Kept you from being Listen, I'm still young. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not going to, turn now. I mean, that would be kind of sad if you just all of a sudden just flip the switch and.
Don't piss me off. I mean.
But I mean, what was the dumb thing that you did? Out there, because we all did something stupid. I know. Even when I was probably 11 or 12, I was. there was a show out called Time Tracks. All right, it was on for a couple years. All right, I was, I didn't have a whole lot of friends, so I was infatuated with the Selma credit card computer that the guy had. So much so that I took just a regular, business card, wrapped it in aluminum foil so that it looked like it, and kept it in my wallet. All right? That's the dumb kid thing that I did. All right? That was another dumb kid thing that I did. All right? That I could go on and on about all the dumb kid things that I did, because I did a lot of them. But hopefully you do eventually grow out of it. One would hope, So
yeah, that was Time Tracks, which was part of the Primetime Entertainment Network.
Yeah.
Which also had two other very good shows.
Which ones did they have?
I believe that's also where Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Okay.
I think there was something called Point Man, which I don't remember.
I don't remember that one.
But it also has the best television show ever made.
Which was?
Babylon 5.
Okay, see, I'm not a Babylon 5 guy.
Right?
I like that one, Mike.
So,
I like that one.
Okay, and then we got
go ahead and read
here.
These.
So Katie wrote in saying, I would empty the pantry and use the kitchen table bench as a conveyor belt and played grocery store complete with sound effects. Okay.
Yeah, she did.
Beep, beep, beep.
And Gail says that Dan says he threw bricks in the air and one landed on his head.
That'll make you quit playing that game.
The air.
What
was it? Sinbad said, we used to play a game where we would hide on the side of the road. When the car came, we would jump out. Sometimes that's what made it a good game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
But we all do stupid things.
I used to take. My grandfather couldn't leave scrap pieces of wood in the garage because I would make ladders or hammer them into the tree in the front yard to make a ladder to climb up, and then I eventually made a seat so I could sit up in the tree, and I learned real quick that there's only so far up in a tree that you can go before the tree starts to say, you too grown for this now.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where, but those are the things that shape you, A lot of things you wouldn't change. There was a story out. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick, because I want to do this. 70 years of regret. See if I can find this, because there was a video. Regret by age. I can't find that song. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it now. What do you regret most? They asked. This is a video, and I'm not sure how long it is. Oh, it's 5 minutes. So we might do this when we come back from break. But it's 70 people from the age of 5 from 75. Each person you hear will be 1 year older than the person before. And they're being asked the question, what do you regret most? All right? And I think it's very powerful, because it it teaches you things. If it makes you reflect back. If for all the people younger about what was important to you at the time, and then for the people older, it can kind of give you a little bit of an insight as to how your thinking may change over time. And I think it's a neat thing to do, and I think we'll do that when we come back from break. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back. We'll come back into the 70 years worth of regret. This is PTR Radio. Keep listening. We'll be back in just a few. Everybody, please stay tuned.
Truth. Jackie is a 48-year-old mother of 2. Truth. Jackie had a heart attack. Truth. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. Consequence. Jackie's life will never be the same. Heart disease can lead to heart attack, disability, and death. Find out your risk and take action today to lower it. Learn the heart truth. Call 1-800-575-WELL. That's WELL. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services National Institute.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, master of the men's room, because if you don't do your business, we can't do ours.
Success is all about what you drive. I couldn't wait to drive one of these babies, so I quit high school and went right to it. Hey, Mama.
Hey, yourself.
You like fast cars?
I really like this one.
You do?
Yeah. Since it's mine.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Right,
I was just bringing it around for you.
Dropouts make 42% less money than graduates. Got questions? Get answers at OperationGraduation.com. Sponsored by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
When you're looking for that perfect gift for any occasion with a personal touch, but don't want to break the bank, make Butterstown.com your first stop. The team at Butterstown can make you personalized gifts for birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, holidays, girls' night out, baby's first Christmas. If you dream it, they can make it. Glassware, signs, memorials, treat jars, and custom orders are welcomed. Gifts for friends and family, both two-legged and four-legged. Butterstown.com is your go-to shop. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all of their latest offerings. Butterstown.com, proud supporters of New Beginnings Animal Rescue.
Truth. Jackie is a 48-year-old mother of 2. Truth. Jackie had a heart attack. Truth. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. Consequence. Jackie's life will never be the same. Heart disease can lead to heart attack, disability, and death. Find out your risk and take action today to lower it. Learn the heart truth. Call 1-800-575-WELL. That's WELL. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services National Institute of Health National Hygiene.
And now, back to PTR Radio.
I made a little list of some of the things that you discussed. Bestiality, abortion, AIDS, Irishmen who drink, nuns, premature ejaculation, breastfeeding, and farts.
This is PTR Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2 of the show. A little bit of content here, then around 30 after, we will get into our double feature movie review, where we take a look at the Netflix recommend section of our queue. This week up on the docket is Skip Trace and the 2011 remake of The Three Musketeers. Looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say about those.
Me too.
Because I think it should be a good one. All right. But first, we talked about it before the break. I saw this video and I thought it was pretty cool. This is going to be the they asked a group of people between 5 and 75, what do you regret most? and just some interesting things. And this is from Glamour magazine that we have this. So let's go ahead and give this a little listen here. And here we go.
What is your biggest regret?
I went to the playground and I want to go again today. Yeah. I wish I had never met that mean girl. I do wish I was still in ice skating class.
Teasing my sister because she sometimes hits me.
Getting angry at my family sometimes. One time by accident, I kicked someone.
Nothing.
I can't think of anything. I got no regrets.
Not spending more time with my oldest brother
Now,
before he went to college.
Again, each voice you hear is 1 year older than the other one.
Not trying as hard when I was younger with grades.
Getting in a huge fight with my best friend since I was 2 years old.
Not being more open to things.
Here's an 18-year-old.
My grandmother know how much I loved her.
I regret going to an acting conservatory my senior year of high school.
I regret taking myself too seriously when I was in high school.
I don't.
I think that would be a big one.
Taking chances. When my aunt died, I wasn't there, and she was a really important part of my life.
Not thinking before I speak more frequently in my day-to-day life.
Not getting to know my father more before he died.
I wish I knew what I really wanted to do earlier.
Not getting into computer science at an earlier age.
Having a better relationship with my family as a teenager.
Not taking school as seriously as I should have. My parents got me tickets for Christmas to see Sweeney Todd. I denied the tickets, and my best friend went with another friend. I kind of regret that. I should have seen that musical with her.
All right, that guy was 30, and that was the weirdest regret I've ever heard. I regret that I didn't go see a movie, or didn't go see a play. If that's your biggest regret, then you got mixed up priorities. But anyway, all right, this guy's 31. Again, it's the 5 to 75 most regrets. Each person you hear is a year older than the previous person. So this guy's 31.
Chances to speak up for other people or to stop people from getting bullied.
Not taking more advantage of my college experience.
Not trying out for as many sports as I could have in high school.
Kind of pissing away my 20s.
See, I have many regrets, but I am where I am because of them, so I wouldn't change anything.
Not having taken a gap year before going to college.
Not saying sorry more often.
That I didn't stick to dance classes when I was growing up because I love to dance, but I just missed out on a lot of technique.
No regrets.
I tried to live without regrets. I think everything that I've done has been for a purpose.
I regret not finishing college.
I don't regret anything. I don't believe in them.
Not following my dreams earlier in life.
Not saying the things that I really want to say.
Not staying single longer.
Being mean sometimes.
I wish I knew when I was younger.
How to finish a sentence?
How wonderful I was.
That I probably should have gone to Columbia University first.
I've kind of moved around a lot while my kids were little, and I sort of regret not being in maybe one or at least two solid places.
Not keeping in touch with people I probably should have kept in touch with.
What do I regret the most? My second marriage.
Oh!
Having not appreciated being young when I was younger.
Not going to Fort Lauderdale on spring break when I was in college.
Not giving my father more ice cream when he died, before he died.
Oh!
Not listening to myself at times in life when I should have.
I don't have too many regrets.
Having had a problem with drugs and alcohol 25 years ago.
Maybe not paying more attention when I was younger.
Not having a larger family.
I can't say I have any regrets.
That my mother didn't live long enough for me to take her to Paris.
Probably not having spent more time with my parents, but they weren't here.
Being frightened of so many things when I was younger.
Saying no to things has a ripple effect in my life.
That I didn't get sober sooner.
For not knowing when I was younger what I know now.
Trusting people too much and too long when they've let me down a few times.
I regret my career choices early in life.
Not having
finished a novel at this point.
I regret not joining the Peace Corps when I graduated from college.
Not having followed my dream to be an entertainer when I was younger.
I do regret that I didn't think I'd be a good parent.
I needed to be in a position where I had to file for divorce because I think that affected my daughter greatly. I think that was the only choice I had, but somehow I wish that could have been different.
That I would have known when I was younger what I know now.
That I didn't do all the things that I wanted to do, like go into acting much earlier.
So that was, I listened to that, and boy, there's a stark contrast once you get to about 35. You know, people really start to actually, you know, realize and, I don't know, adult up, whatever you want to call it. You know, they start to get out of that kid phase, you know, and even some of the younger ones I think were pretty smart about it, about what their great regrets are. But I think some of the people hit the nail on the head and said, you know, your regrets do shape who you are, and so you can't deny them. And if you change them, sometimes you do change who you are. So the thing is to learn to live with them. The person that said they don't believe in them, I don't get that. All right, you're gonna have regrets. The thing is how you deal with them and move forward. You know, you can't let them define you, but you can learn from them, and you can change, and you can adapt.
Yeah, those are the people when they say they don't believe in regrets. All they're doing is calling it by a different name.
Yeah.
Right. So what you or I would look at and call it a regret, it's the whole thing of like, okay, we have a problem when people say at work, we have a problem. No, we have an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
God.
Semantics. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a bad example because that's one that pretty much anybody that's in a workplace knows. I'm going to present you with this opportunity to correct an issue. No, it's a fucking problem, and you...
Yep, sorry, and there's no delay anymore. In streamlining, we have removed the delay.
So it's a problem.
It's a problem.
That you need me to solve.
Yeah.
It's not an opportunity, and I'm not getting a pat on the back. I'm not getting a raise if I fix this.
No.
You expect this as my job, and it's okay.
No. And this is, you know, it is life. I mean, life is full of decisions you have to make. And, you know, unless we find a way to navigate between all the multiverse, we won't know how each of them ends up. So you have to pick one and go with it.
It's just one of those things where it's like you have the old, if you could go back in time and change things, could you? Or would you? And I think as you get older, your life starts affecting other people more.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I went back in time and I changed this so it no longer happened, great. But now I have all these new relatives, you know, nephews in my case.
Yeah.
You know, what happens to them? You know, it's no longer such an attractive thing to think about anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think about it, you know, because it'd be real easy to say, well, it'd be, you know what, it'd be great if my daughter's mom and I had never broken up. But then I think of, oh, well, that would have a ripple effect through my entire family, not just me and my daughter, but through my parents and through everything else. And I mean, that would be a huge, huge ripple in everything. So, you know, there's a song out there actually. If you're a country person, you probably heard this song before, but it's a Garth Brooks song, and it's called "Unanswered Prayers." And if you haven't heard the song, then and you think and you have these moments where you think, oh, I wish I had done this differently, or oh, I wish this had come true when I really wanted it true. I implore you, listen to that song. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. But just listen to Unanswered Prayers. And even if you're not a religious person, I think that you'll find something in the song because it really is true.
The flip side to that is a song by Garth Brooks that a lot of people probably know called "The Dance."
Yeah.
Which is kind of saying live so that you don't have regrets.
Yeah. You know,
or everything. Another way to look at it is everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Which ties to what some people there were saying. What I've gone through, or they say I have. The one guy said something to the effect like, I have regrets, but they made me who I am today. So
yeah, you have to own them.
Yeah. Own it. There you go. We crazy. Own it.
All right, before we get into our movie review, let's lighten up the mood a little bit, and we're going to have you two play a game called Suck or Bite.
I don't like this. Already I don't like this game, but okay.
All right. This is very simple. I'm going to name an item, and you say whether you suck it or you bite it. And then we will see if you line up with the majority of people who did this survey. All right?
Sure.
It's very simple. Very simple.
Sure.
It's only as sexual as you want to make it. All right? And I invite the audience to tell us if you're gonna chime in, please tell us what the item was and whether you suck or bite, because we could have moved on, okay?
Yeah, yes, there is a delay, so please, yes.
All right, so first up, ice cubes. Mike, suck or bite?
Suck.
Colin, suck or bite?
Wait, both?
Which one first?
Suck first, and you can't really suck them after you bite them.
All right, and the answer is the majority of Americans suck. So, Mike, you were suck, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you both get a point.
We're getting points for being conformists?
Yes.
Oh, dear Lord.
For not bucking the trend.
On Gales. Ice cubes. Bite. No, sorry. No points for you.
All right, so Mike, Colin, 1-1. I'll keep
you're
score.
You're going to keep score? Okay.
All right. I bet you haven't had this in a long time, but lollipop.
Suck.
All right, Colin says suck. Mike, what do you say?
Bite.
And suck is by far the winner, 83%. Colin gets a point.
So Mike's the one who can never figure out the whole thing of the Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls, no.
But nope.
Nope.
3.
Oranges. Mike, suck or bite?
Bite.
Colin, suck or bite? Orange.
I guess. I pop them in my mouth, and then I suck the juice out before I chew up the pulp. Is that what they mean? I don't understand.
I'm just going off of this. It says oranges, suck or bite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Colin, because now that I'm thinking about it, chew is not an option.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so, Mike, are you sticking with bite or are you changing to suck?
Yeah, I'm sticking with, sticking with bite.
We'll call bite. I just don't understand the question.
All right, and you guys are both right. 73% say bite.
All right, and Gail got a point. Gail says orange bite.
Mints.
Suck.
Suck or bite? Colin says suck. Mike?
Suck. I'll say suck.
Yes, you both get a point. 74% of people say that they suck on a mint. Only animals bite a mint. You have to suck them first.
You're also assuming that it's like the peppermints, like the red and white swirly ones. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But if it's a Mentos, it's the fresh maker. No. Mentos, I bite. You chew.
I suck them to get the outer surface off, and then after the outer surface is off, then I bite them. So I get both things out of it.
No, serial killer in the making, man. Go ahead.
Next up, cheese balls. Not like balls of cheese, like the puffed cheese balls.
The Honey Boo Boo style.
Yeah, the bucket o' cheese balls.
The ones that planters used to make when they were amazing.
Yes. Cheese balls, suck or bite?
I like sucking.
Mike, suck or bite?
Bite.
Bite is the winner. 84%.
But
Although-
I'll bite them too, but I do like the.
No,
occasional-
I'm with Colin. I will put it under my tongue and try and get all the cheese coating off, and then try and compress it with my tongue.
Exactly. Same thing for Whoppers when they show up.
Yeah.
You gotta bite all the chocolate off of it first.
All right. Next up, hard candy. This is like what you would imagine in your grandma's candy dish.
If you're biting them, you must be Jaws from those couple from Moonraker. And
Yeah, I'm with Colin. I got to go suck on that one.
You're both right. 86%.
I believe the technical term for those are boiled sweets.
All right. Next up, popsicles. They call them ice blocks here, but I'm going to call them popsicles because that's what they are.
Suck.
Bite.
Although it depends greatly on the type.
Suck is the winner. Colin, point.
I'm losing this one. I know.
Candy canes.
Suck.
Candy canes. Colin says suck. How about you, Mike? Oh, Mike's a biter.
Would have helped if the wrapper came off, huh?
Oh, but the answer is suck. The majority of people say that they suck. Next one, chocolate. As in chocolate bar.
Melt?
Yeah, see, this is... Okay. You got to bite to break a piece off, but then you kind of just suck on it to let it melt. So which answer am I giving here?
Well, if it's like if you're given like a truffle, when it's like a bite-sized piece already, I would suck.
Yeah.
The answer they give is bite. So no points for either of you.
It's a waste of perfectly good chocolate.
Next up, gummy bears.
I try to suck on them and I get bored and I bite them.
Okay, so which one are you going with?
I'll go with bite.
Bite. Mike, how about you? Gummy bears.
I'm going with bite.
I gotta change my mind. No, I suck them.
Okay, so Colin suck, Mike is bite. The answer is bite. 90%.
Because
everyone knows that it's useless to try and suck on a gummy bear.
Kind of gotta let them
Unless it's soaked in alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot more of your money's worth.
Now, here's one that I have never had, so I wouldn't even be able to answer this one. Hopefully you two have. Sugared almonds.
Oh, you gotta bite those. They have no taste. What's the point?
Mike, you agree? Bite?
I agree. You got to chew them up.
Yep. You're both points. Colin, Mike, you got 7. Colin, you got 8. In the bite or suck challenge, Colin is your winner.
Should have had Whoppers too.
I think they should have had like Milk Duds or Raisinets.
Oh yeah.
Or Whoppers. Or I don't know. There's a lot of things that could have been on that list. A lot of different things. See, because I also pick Fudge Pop different than Popsicle.
Yes. A popsicle, I'm thinking like those ones that they come with the tubes.
Flavor ice?
Yeah, I think you freeze them.
Yep.
And then
but see, you bite. That's like the chocolate though. You bite it to break off a little piece, and then you suck on it.
Yeah, because what happens is you stick it plastic and all in your mouth. You take a chomp, and then you pull the plastic out.
Actually, I actually would suck on it. And so I'd suck all the flavored liquid out of the ice, and so I was just left holding a tube of
frozen water.
Of frozen water, and then you chew that.
Oh no!
What about sixlets?
Oh, I do the same thing with the plastic. I put the whole damn thing in my mouth, and then just pull all the plastic out, and it's ding 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 ding. It's like BB's hitting the back of your throat.
But then I do let them melt.
Oh no, I crunch those things.
No, I do them one at a time.
No, gotta crunch those.
Because I could have a tube of sixlets last a lot longer.
I just eat a lot more. By the way, I was
or Pez. What do you do about Pez?
Pez.
Sweet tarts.
Well, let's see here. Sweet tarts are bite. Pez are. Pez. I haven't had Pez in a long time. I can't even remember what the hell I do.
Now, sweet tarts are a melt for me. Of course, I always ripped up my tongue, but I didn't care.
See, now, lemon drop candy, like gas station lemon drop, those are suck on, but they will eventually hurt my tongue.
Lemon heads.
I hate those things. I can't stand those things.
I love lemon heads.
No.
You suck on them until
what about
you get citric acid.
Well, lemon heads are harder. They're more like Red Hots, right?
Yeah.
I haven't had them in a while.
You
what
suck
about
on
Mike and Ike's or Good and Plenty?
Oh man, fistfuls at a time in my mouth of Mike and Ike's. Those things are great. Yeah, those are chew.
Almost like the almonds. They're just kind of, you got to get through the outer side.
Again, a weird thing.
But with the Mike and Ike's, I don't chew. I kind of like crush them a little bit.
Yes.
So that I can feel the coating crack, and then I'll just let them sit there.
Yeah, but
until the coating dissolves.
Does anybody else do what I do though? And whether it's Sixlets or M&Ms or Mike and Ike's or anything where it's multicolor, do you separate them out first into color groupings so that then you can evenly, eat them? So that then your first handful has one of each color in it, and then you slowly work down.
Only if the colors correspond to different flavors.
Oh no, I'll do it regardless. I won't
do that with M&Ms because the M&Ms are all the same flavor.
I am really OCD sometimes when it comes to that. It's probably the only thing I'm OCD on. Otherwise, I am a mess.
I tend to eat them one at a time.
Oh, I eat in pairs.
So
at least.
Well, I might, but because of that, I just reach in and pull out the colors I want.
Oh no, I gotta eat in pairs and then work my way down. And if there's an uneven group, then I gotta even that up first. And I mean, I'm very twitchy about that stuff.
But here's the question: how many servings? By servings, I mean how many individual times do you put in your mouth a box of Nerds?
Are we talking the little box, like the Halloween boxes,
No, like
or
a regular size, original Nerds box with
gosh.
the two sides to it?
Oh, I don't know.
Were you one of those open both sides, dump the entire thing in your mouth?
No, one side at a time.
One side.
Don't be an animal. Don't be an animal. No.
What's the candy that actually was shaped like little fruits?
Oh, that was Runts. Yeah.
Runts.
I was like,
you want to talk about OCD-ness.
Oh.
That's when I get OCD, man.
We used to have a Mr. Bulky's here where you could buy individual fruits. And so my dad would go and just buy a bag of bananas. Because that's all that he liked out of it was bananas. And I love the bananas too. And so we would just buy a pound of bananas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bananas are good.
Oh yeah.
Right away in my head, I'm just hearing diabetes.
Well, my dad actually is on the low scale of diabetic. But yeah, so oh. All right.
Right.
Okie doke. Now I think it is time to get to our double feature movie review. This evening we will be talking about two movies, which I actually during the little sample show of the equipment, I played the trailers of the movies.
Nice.
As a test. So if you paid attention to the last little mini show that I did, where I was as red as a stop sign, I played the trailers so that you could get ready for the movies that we were going to do. So, shall we do Skip Trace first?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
All right. So Skip Trace, and I actually have my review ready to go. If you don't mind, I'll go first, since I haven't written one in a long time. Skip Trace stars Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville. Now, I haven't seen a Jackie Chan movie since Rush Hour 2, and the only thing I ever saw Johnny Knoxville in was Dukes of Hazzard. That being said, I wasn't anticipating much from this movie. It appeared from the trailer to be a typical buddy cop film. On one hand, it was, and on the other, it wasn't. The only cop is Chan, Knoxville actually plays a slimeball con man who just happens to have information relating to Chan's case. And, as it turns out, also a healthy obsession with Chan's adopted daughter. 3/4 of this movie is spent concentrating on these two finding their way from Russia to Hong Kong. As with any Chan film, there are amazing fight scenes and some good comedy. But to me, it all seemed played out way too many times before. In my opinion, if you saw Rush Hour or Shanghai Nights, then you'll get bored easily with this movie like I did. There's nothing groundbreaking or earth-shattering about it. It just is. For that reason, I'm going to give Skip Trace a yawn. That's meh -3. Mike?
Well, okay. So, I suggested this movie because the trailer actually had popped up a couple of times and it kept showing up in my recommendations. I said, okay. It had the added bonus of not having Bruce Willis in it. So, I started watching it, and I'm like, Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville, how bad could this be? Oh, well, wait a minute. Saban Films, aren't they the ones that do the Power Rangers? Or am I this? Okay. And, okay, he's looking for the Matador. Wait a second. I'm having flashbacks to the Prince. Who's the Matador? Are we going to spend the whole movie wondering who the Matador is? Then they start talking, and wait, this is dubbed? I'm not going to be happy if it's the case for the entire movie, but it wasn't. You know, there was parts in there at the very beginning where it was Chinese over the English, lips not synced up. And how old is Jackie Chan now, by the way? He's like 112, but he's still doing his own stunts, so that's good for him. Boom, Wilhelm scream at 7 minutes and 30 seconds in. It's sad that I look for the Wilhelm scream in every damn thing, from movies to TV commercials at this point. Maybe this isn't such a bad pairing after all. I mean, both these guys do pretty physical stunt work, and Knoxville's kind of been training his whole career for this with Jackass, so it might not be bad. Question for the scientist: does the taser/water trick really work? I would think your shoes the soles of your shoes would insulate you from any electric shock if you're standing in water and somebody put a taser into the water. Okay, what the hell is the car rental guy saying? Where are the subtitles now when I need them? Does make sense. In a weird sort of way, I want the car with the lawnmower engine and rubber band belt. I don't know why, but I would drive that around my neighborhood just to piss off my neighbors. And would it be a Johnny Knoxville movie without drinking? Probably not. No. Not Jackie Chan singing Adele. No. Okay, wait. I admit to going to the web, trying to find a full version of that, hoping to God it was on the soundtrack, because it would have made its way to the playlist for the bingo next month. Knoxville slips away after drinking. Well, lesson learned, never try and go shot for shot with Johnny Knoxville. Who carries an urn that is not sealed? I have a problem with this. I get the guy was bringing his friend all over because he died and he wanted to travel, but you don't carry an urn that's not physically sealed. Okay. Spoiler alert. So the friend that blew up was the Matador. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Alpacas? That was his dream? And it's sad that I look forward to the outtakes at the end of Jackie Chan movies more than the movie itself sometimes. With that said, this gets a chuckle from me. It's a typical Jackie Chan movie, so if you like him, you're going to like this. You may, if you're a Knoxville fan, you may even go a little bit higher than a chuckle. But I thought their pairing was surprisingly good to me.
Okay.
Colin? Before I forget,
yep.
Chuckle sounds good to me too.
Okay.
But, I love Jackie Chan movies. My first one I saw was Rumble in the Bronx, which I think was pretty much one of the
I think
first.
it might have been one of the first ones I saw too.
It's one of the first ones they really brought to the U.S. But ever since he's gotten older, and I think he's 62 now. I'm not sure how old he was when this movie was made. He was it's about 3 years ago or so, but he seems to be in a rut of Jackie Chan plus an American comedian put together buddy movie. You know, it's Owen Wilson. It was Owen, right? Or was the other one?
Well, he had Chris.
Owen Wilson was Shanghai
Nights.
Okay. I know there's two Wilsons.
Shanghai Noon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And didn't he do Around the World in 80 Days with him too?
Might have.
And then he also did Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Yeah, so it's like they just keep. He's in a rut. It's like I'd rather see a Jackie Chan movie where he just has to be Jackie Chan, not having to serve a comedian.
The
That being said,
answer is yes. Owen Wilson, and then he also had Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan, yes. So you're watching these movies and you're going, well, Johnny Knoxville is an actor who really should have been in more martial arts films because he is a human punching bag. So this does make sense. But for the most part, the movie was just it was like planes, trains, and automobiles. You know, one of those journey movies. Not much to say other than I like a Jackie Chan movie. That's why I get to chuckle. However, there is one thing that I wanted to highlight on this thing. And this is the same spoiler alert that Mike said. So if you care, which you shouldn't, but if you do, I'm going to re-spoil the entire plot of the movie. And that is, this had one of my favorite tropes in the movie, which is bad special effect, bad plot hole in the movie that you as the audience notice, and yet suddenly becomes not a plot hole, but actually the plot. Okay? So at the very beginning of the movie, Jackie Chan's character runs into his partner, who the Matador has covered with bombs. I mean, this is most pipe bombs attached to a human being ever in a movie. He had enough bombs attached to him to blow up the World Trade Center.
Yep.
It could have been just him. So, after telling Jackie Chan to watch his daughter, he jumps off this high place, they're like in the dock somewhere, plummets towards the water, and then suddenly in an edit disappears, and a relatively small explosion goes off.
Yeah, it didn't seem like much more than just a splash from him entering into the water now, did it?
No, it was just like there's a cut in the film because he just suddenly disappeared and was replaced by what looked sort of like someone. What's those? One of those larger fireworks.
M80.
M80. Someone lit an M80 and threw it into the water and it blew up.
Yeah.
So that did not match the amount of pipe bombs attached to his body. He should have died. Jackie Chan should have died. Half the people on the docks should have died for the amount of bombs he had on him.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay. See, I kind of just wrote it off that it was underwater, so the bomb was more contained. But
it wasn't enough that I would bring it up by itself. Maybe I would, because there was enough bombs attached to the guy. But the point is, you find out the guy's alive. He actually is the Matador. And so therefore the whole thing was just him pretending to die, which means they were all fake bombs. And he really did disappear into the water, followed by a small M80 explosion. And then suddenly something that was a plot hole becomes plot. And I like that. I see that and I go, okay, you actually covered one of the things I didn't like, and he made it part of it. Great. So it gets a chuckle, because hey, it is Jackie Chan. You could have had no sound in the entire movie and just watched Jackie Chan doing martial arts. I would have been happy.
now the question here is who actually is top billing? Because we talk about Jackie Chan being in a rut where he's paired with American comedians. But Johnny Knoxville is also in a rut where he plays the idiot buddy.
Yeah. Is there any other movie he's been in where he was considered good? I mean, he was in Men in Black 2.
The Ringer.
Okay.
Which ironically is one of the few, despite my clinical fear, I think that movie is hysterical. Very unpolitically correct, but I think it's hysterical at this point. He was in Men in Black 2. He was in The Dukes of Hazzard.
Which I'm probably the only person in the world that liked that Dukes of Hazzard movie.
Dukes of Hazzard gets a smile out of me, but it's mainly because I like Willie Nelson. I like Burt Reynolds. I want to punch Jessica Simpson in the face.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed that they made fun of the flag on the General Lee.
Yeah.
You know, so he's been in a couple of, but he was in Walking Tall opposite The Rock.
Yep.
And other than that, I mean,
not really a whole lot.
No.
So all right, so moving on to our second movie. All right. The 2011 remake of The Three Musketeers. Well, not 2011 version of The Three Musketeers, I would say.
Yes.
Because it's not necessarily a remake.
It's a book, so they're all just versions.
Right.
And I will claim the honor or the
responsibility.
The responsibility for this being my idea.
All right. Now, Mike, I'll let you go ahead and go first.
Okay. First off, I appreciate any movie that starts with a monologue to give the backstory as opposed to trying to just infer the backstory later on. Underwater Ninja. Nope, that's a musketeer. Okay. The person that designed the locks in the floor is obviously the same person who built the box that was in the Hellraiser movies. Mila Jovovich obviously forgot she wasn't in a Resident Evil movie when she ran down the hallway. A horse named Buttercup. The dude says, "As you wish." Are these intentional Princess Bride references, or am I reading into this too much? How fortuitous that this kid bumps into all three Musketeers. Now it makes sense. D'Artagnan is really Percy Jackson, hence his uncanny sword fighting ability for his age. Piss off, James Corden. Why do you have to be in everything now? I don't. And Chris Walls. Why must he play the prick in every movie he's in? Orlando Bloom stole the Black Pearl from pirates and mated it with the airship from The Mummy. All we need now is Brendan Fraser to pop out and bite the head off of a rat. How long is the frickin' red carpet? And who rolls this thing back up when they're done? This is like the Pee-wee breakfast machine right now. Now we've got a scene straight out of Entrapment / The Pacifier / Resident Evil. Wait. Did Miller get the wrong script? How does the young lad owe Miller now? Or no, the young lad owes Miller now because she fortuitously saved him earlier? How many times can I use fortuitous in this review? It is a damn Pirates movie because now she's walking the plank. But I bet you she ain't dead. And this king and his damn clothes makes me ill. For some reason, he reminds me of half of the couple in Modern Family. I don't know why. Why in the hell wouldn't they just shoot the balloon to take the war machines down? Guess they heard me about shooting the balloon. And then they did a Captain Sloth down the thing. And then, now, I was kind of hoping that we did this one first because I touched on this, or I said it earlier. Why is it that ever since I learned what the Wilhelm scream actually was, I can't help but listen for it in every single thing I watch now, be it a movie, TV show, commercial, and I will actually say, Wilhelm scream. How fortuitous that his sword didn't fall all the way to the ground. And I told you she wasn't dead. So, this one I also give a chuckle. It was entertaining, even if it was a bit campy. It's a good rainy day movie that the whole family can enjoy. Good fortuitous fun.
All right.
Shall I take it? I'll let you have the long one.
You want me to go next?
No.
Oh no, you want to go next? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead. Go.
Okay, because I just want to cover a couple things.
Yep.
One is I kind of let the balloons go, like when they weren't shooting the balloons, because I was like, well, there's no way the balloons are actually holding those things up, so it must be some other thing that's actually making them fly. Because if those balloons were actually the correct size to hold an, we should explain this. So in this movie, there are period correct warships from the ocean that are suspended under hot air balloons with all their cannons.
Like Zeppelins.
Yes. You would need like 4 Hindenburgs worth of helium or hydrogen to lift one of these boats. They don't have that big of a balloon. So I kind of like that. I let that entire thing off, and it's kind of like, okay, fine, whatever. So a couple explanations. The original book has the D'Artagnan running into all of them and getting them all together to duel. That's all part of the original book. In the book, the Queen gives the jewels to Buckingham because he is her lover. And then the Cardinal tries to use that against him so that the Musketeers have to go and retrieve the jewels. But she really is having an affair. So those are all part of the original book. But here's the main thing I want to discuss. Okay? I love caper movies. Movies where you have some kind of heist going on. Okay?
Yep.
I love the way that the people you're watching, I'm not going to call them good guys because they're not always good guys.
Right. No. I mean, no one would call the Ocean's 11 team good guys.
Right. But they're the protagonists.
Yeah.
You're watching the protagonists attempting to pull the wool over the eyes of the antagonists. At the same time, the filmmakers are pulling the wool over the eyes of the audience so that we don't have the full picture either, so that we get just as surprised by what really happens as the antagonists. But we have fun watching it. Ocean's 11, Heist is one of my favorite ones.
Thomas Crown Affair.
Thomas Crown Affair. This one has a heist in it. It is easily the worst heist in the history of heist movies. And the reason for that is that not only do they pull the wool over the eyes of the audience and the antagonists, but they also completely forget the plot. And you still have to remember the plot when you do this kind of thing. So here's what's going on. There are these jewels. The jewels are the Queen's. To entrap the Queen, the Cardinal has My Lady take a woman named My Lady, which is a stupid name, but hey, go back to the book and tell the author to take them to Buckingham, who's in England, and put them in the Tower of London, so that they can tell the king that the Queen is having an affair, and that the diamonds that he gave her have been given to Buckingham to prove that she's having an affair, and that can be found in the Tower of London. The Musketeers have to go to the Tower of London, retrieve the jewels, get them back to her before the party so that she can wear them and prove to the king that she still has them. That's the plot. You can have a heist movie about this plot where you do this, okay? So, you have the antagonist saying, this is probably what they're going to do. You have the protagonist saying, this is what they think we're probably going to do. what we're going to do is something different. This is how we're going to do it instead. We're going to make D'Artagnan go in as the decoy, and then we'll go during the day as one group and get the jewels.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So D'Artagnan goes in, gets captured. Ooh, okay, so the audience thinks, oh no. But you're still thinking, okay, it's a heist movie, so it's probably something here in the plot that's supposed to do that. And then suddenly, the Musketeers show up in the flying warship, blow up the castle, get D'Artagnan, and fly away. And you think, okay, they're trying to get the jewels, but they fooled us to get the warship. So now we're going to take the warship to the Tower of London. Okay, great, I follow along. No, because the jewels aren't in the Tower of London. The Musketeers figured out that my lady probably still has them on her because she wouldn't trust the Tower of London. She would only trust the jewels with her, which doesn't make any sense. The jewels are supposed to be found in the freaking Tower of London to prove that the Queen gave the jewels to Buckingham. If the jewels are actually in a French lady running around in her own carriage somewhere, how does that prove anything? Maybe the Queen's a lesbian. I don't know, but there's no the plot has been lost. So they take the giant warship, and then James Corden fools my lady into stopping somewhere in her carriage, and then they winch it up into the warship and take the jewels from her. Which, if they thought that my lady had the jewels, why did they need the warship? Why did they need to go to Buckingham? Why not just wait for her to ride around in her carriage somewhere and just grab her then? There's nothing, it's just stupid. It is the worst heist movie segment ever, because it had nothing to do with the plot.
But you still are giving it a chuckle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's all. It's a chuckle. It's a fun movie to watch. It's a lighthearted. You watch people with swords. It's just fun. It's definitely not a badly made movie, because, well, they did steal all the lines and all the plots from every other good movie out there. So they couldn't have made a bad movie because they stole everything. So it gets a chuckle. But that's definitely as far as it's going to go. It was not as bad as I had thought it was going to be, but it was not great.
All right. So here's my review. The 2011 remake of The Three Musketeers has been on all our Netflix recommends lists for a while now. This movie stars Matthew McFadden, who most notably played the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Mila Jovovich, who played Lilu in The Fifth Element. Luke Evans, who is playing Gaston in the 2017 release of Beauty and the Beast. Ray Stevenson, who's done 2 tours in Marvel's Thor movies. And finally, Logan Lerman, who prior to The Musketeers played the demigod Percy Jackson. Now, this all-star cast really didn't end there, but my hand got tired of writing. This thing was chock full of high rollers or people who would make it big. I wasn't holding out a lot of hope for this movie originally, since, let's face it, this story has been told before. But they had a hell of a cast who knew how to make a script come to life. As opposed to the other movie, this one was actually something new and different for me. The action sequences were good, and the comedic elements were much better than I would have anticipated. This film is a great date night film because it has enough action for guys, but enough hunks for the ladies. For this reason, I'll give this movie a smile. Now, see, I really liked this movie, and I didn't see all those plot holes that you pointed out. Because the thing is, all they had to do was have the Queen show up without her necklace. It didn't really matter where the necklace was, as long as she didn't have it.
No, like I said,
because the King was never going to invade and get into the Tower of London on his own to prove, oh yeah, it's right there.
That's what they said. They said if the necklace was just missing, that wasn't going to be enough.
No, because the Cardinal had the King convinced that if she didn't wear it, then that was going to prove the
all she
rumor
had to do
true.
was we said that the necklace had to be cleaned. Never came back.
But
it was lost at the cleaners.
Now, the thing that I didn't like was at the very end they didn't turn it around on the Cardinal. They never really got the real bad guy.
Yes.
That's my only issue with it, is we never had any permanent resolve in the movie.
That's your only issue with it.
Well,
and it was historically accurate, and as far as Cardinal Richelieu.
Yeah, but you forget, I don't read. All right? So
remember, Cardinal Richelieu is a real person.
I know, but they should have killed him. All right, if they were going to take enough liberties with the rest of the script, then they should have just gone ahead and beheaded him. Cannonball.
Shaggy's correct. If they are going to have flying ships that can kill Cardinal Richelieu.
Well, okay, and I didn't like at the very end how all of a sudden it was like 300, where the ships just massive.
I mean, they left themselves open for a sequel.
I'm going to get all Christopher Walken here. Look, they had the fleet. It was massive.
Yeah.
It's like
a crazy amount of ships. But at the very end, like I was drawing all these comparisons to other movies that Mila Jovovich was in. And at the very end, I realized because all of those movies were directed by the same person that directed this, who directs almost every Mila Jovovich movie, as Paul W.S. Anderson.
Well, he has a style.
He has a wife.
Oh, I missed that.
Named Mila Jovovich.
He is one of the worst directors in Hollywood.
He directed this.
Yes.
I would probably like all of his stuff then.
Oh, no.
The only movie that Mila has been in that I am aware of that he did not direct is Zoolander and Zoolander 2. But I'm sure he was on the set giving pointers.
So you're saying he directed The Fifth Element?
No.
No. Well, okay, I forgot about that too.
Because I didn't know these actors until I started doing my research, and I'm like, holy crap, he was that guy? She was that one? He was that guy?
Well,
the only guy which wasn't really known was Luke Evans. And now he's going to be in one of the biggest blockbusters that we're going to have.
Yep. Now, the two things I want to make sure we say.
Yeah.
First is, my biggest problem with this movie, beyond the heist thing, it was a severe lack of songs sung by Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting.
Well, yes, there were. They probably didn't have the budget for it this time around.
Yeah, because honestly, that's the only thing most people can remember about the previous Three Musketeers movie is the All for Love song.
Well, I was doing this, and I wrote down Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and I meant to write a note. The Bryan Adams film. Because that's all they know from that movie is the Bryan Adams song, All for Love.
You forced me to say what I remember about the previous Three Musketeers movie, is the Bryan Adams song, and Cardinal Richelieu was played by Tim Curry. Those are the two things I can remember.
I didn't even watch the previous Three Musketeers movie, I don't think.
Was that the one that Kiefer Sutherland?
Yes, now I remember another thing about it. Oh, now I got to watch the Kiefer's in it.
Kiefer Sutherland
is one of the Musketeers.
Is he D'Artagnan?
priest one.
Oh, okay.
The gay guy from
And Oliver Platt. Oliver Platt. Yes.
Now I got to start watching all these different versions of the Three Musketeers. Is that the 1993 version then?
Yes.
Chris O'Donnell, Kiefer Sutherland.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Christopher O'Donnell, and Oliver Platt. Oh, by the way, every time they said Porthos in this, I was thinking about Jonathan Archer's dog from the Star Trek Enterprise franchise.
That's the Oliver Platt character, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. But I couldn't help but think of the damn beagle every single time they said Porthos.
Yeah, the other thing is that I wanted to say is, since you brought up Fifth Element.
Yeah.
I saw a trailer. Yesterday I saw the Lego Batman movie.
Okay.
And before that, I saw the trailer for the new Luc Besson, the director of Fifth Element.
Okay.
His new movie called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I saw the trailer and I said, that looks like an awesome PTR Radio movie to watch.
Oh, geez.
What'd you say? Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets?
For some reason, that sounds familiar.
In fact, maybe, can you find the trailer for that?
Maybe.
Just go ahead and watch that. You have something else to say, Mike, while we do that?
No, I really don't. Oh, dear God, yes, I saw the trailer for this.
Okay, so here we go. We'll watch this together real quick. Where are we at? There. All right, here we go.
Home sweet home.
Because the sky is blue, it makes me cry. Because the sky is blue. Because the wind is high, it blows my
We get on just great. You flirt. I smile.
Yeah, we're a team.
This looks weird.
Weird?
This looks very weird.
Very. It's just... I saw the trailer, I was like, someone gave this guy money to make this?
Yeah, that's just weird.
And I
just can't.
Nah, I don't know that I can do that.
And apparently this is a graphic novel series.
Yeah, I never heard of it. It might be a foreign graphic novel series that never...
The Empire of 1,000 Planets. Yeah, the Valerian series is... Because I'm looking at it on Amazon. Like, the complete collection is available for $22.50.
Pretty cheap screenplay. So.
It's a French comic series.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that explains it.
All right. Well, I think that just about ends it for tonight. You guys have been listening to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, check out the show, ptrradio.com. Check out our Facebook /PTR Radio, or always our Twitter @PTR Radio. Make sure you tell all your friends, your family, your bishops, your priests, your daycare worker, everybody that you know. Tell them about PTR Radio. Help grow the show. Hopefully you've enjoyed our added graphic awesomeness for this episode. There'll be new stuff that we're trying out every week. And thanks for being a part of it. We really do appreciate everybody, chiming in and being a part of the show. And don't forget, as always, the listener line is open, 877-787-8822. You can leave your message anytime when we're not on the air, and we'll always be willing to play it when we're back on. Lots of new stuff coming up on the Facebook page, so keep your eye on that as well. Otherwise, we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's right, our next show will be on March 6th. So make sure to tune in then. Or actually, hold on, no, 27th, because we're doing one next week, right? Right, no, we'll be back the 27th. So we'll be back next Monday, so make sure that you make an appointment to tune into the show. So with that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the Ape Man.
All right, folks, stick a fork in us. We are done. Later.